In a bid to reassert the ailing bloc's authority, the EU chief blasted Poland and Hungary for undermining democracy and the rule of law to build illiberal societies. He tweeted, "The European Union was built to guarantee our citizens freedom, democracy and the rule of law. If the Hungarian and Polish governments want to build closed and illiberal societies, they must do it outside the EU. Warsaw is in an ongoing battle with the EU as it ploughs ahead with plans for criminal proceedings under Article 7 because of widespread Polish judicial reform. But Hungary's Viktor Orban has signaled he will block any sanctions, as the EU struggles to maintain its grip on power in the Eastern Bloc. Getty Epigui Verhofstadt has blasted Hungary and Poland. Getty protests continue in Poland over the PiS rule of law. Mr. Verhofstadt continued his angry tirade on Twitter, insisting that the bloc must stop nations who step out of line. He tweeted, "In several EU member states, liberal democratic checks balances cannot be taken for granted anymore. Some governments across the EU systematically undermine this democratic system and the rule of law, with the goal to preserve the power. This must stop. Values first. How to deal with threats to freedom, democracy in the EU. Not being silent, supporting civil society, setting up a more structured system to safeguard, in an objective and continuous way, the rule of law in all member states. Values first. When we are obliged to use sanctions, let's do so in an intelligent way. Simply cutting EU funds would only alienate citizens, who must not be the victims of the poor choices made by their own governments." Values first. Getty. Hungary has vowed to block any sanctions against Poland. Warsaw's ruling Law and Justice Party PiS has overhauled Poland's constitutional court to bring more control to the government. But the EU is concerned Poland is undermining democratic checks and balances and has launched an unprecedented process to suspend Poland's voting rights in the European Union, often referred to as the EU's nuclear option. The move carries the ultimate threat of sanctions but is, in fact, unlikely to result in that.